Beaches, what's up? Happy Monday. I hope that you guys had an awesome weekend and are ready to start a brand new week. And it is finally summer, so that's a good thing to look forward to. Today I'm going to do a drugstore makeup routine. I originally was going to make this just a one brand tutorial, like all Maybelline or all L'Oreal, which I definitely still can do if you guys want me to. But basically in this video, I'm just letting you guys kind of sit and chill and get ready with me. And I'm showing you what I basically use day to day, what products I love and what products I've been using for a long time. So I hope that you guys really enjoy this. Don't forget to leave me suggestions down below so I know what you guys want to see next. What is my hair doing? Also, thank you guys so much for 900 subscribers. That's totally ridiculous. And I'm already getting things ready for my 1,000 giveaway because I'm at 930 something today, I think. One of those things is from Morphe, and it is totally not the 350 palette. If you guys have other things that you would like to see in my giveaway, I can't guarantee that I can do them, but leave them down below. I have a couple other ideas that I'm really excited about as well. Don't forget for giveaway. So don't forget that my giveaway I'm hosting right now is open till June 1st, so it's only open a couple more days, which if you guys go back a couple videos, you can see what I'm giving away there. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this tutorial. Okay, so I'm just going to start by getting my hair out of my face. I did want to show you guys what I started with. So my moisturizer that I use every single day is from Cetaphil, and it's the moisturizing cream with the green top. I feel like this is a really good drugstore deal, and pretty much anything from Cetaphil is a really good idea because you get so much product. I think this was $12, and this is probably going to last me like the whole year. So I recommend this. That's what I use to moisturize every day. So for my primer, I just use my Maybelline Baby Skin, which this was kind of a big deal a long time ago, but it's pretty comparable to the Smashbox Photo Primer. Is that what I'm talking about? Anyways, the consistency of it is like a clear gel, like silicone type primer, but I feel like it makes my face really, really smooth and kind of baby-like all day long, and it does keep my makeup on pretty well. So the main thing I'm going to be using for my face is a little sponge that I've already dampened. What I do is get a huge bag of them from CVS, and it's a little expensive. I think it's like $4, but you get like a bazillion of them. I've been going back and forth from doing my concealer before my foundation and then doing it after. So right now I'm trying to do it after my foundation. So I'm going to be using, I already took the top off for some reason, my Infallible Pro Matte Foundation from L'Oreal. If you guys have heard of any beauty blogger ever, you've probably heard of this already. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my little sponge here. I always get a little too much of this to start with for some reason, just because I really like foundation. A few of you have also asked for a drugstore skincare routine, and I am planning on doing one. The face wash that I've been using, though, is not drugstore, even though I do have one that's kind of what I like to use just to get my makeup off. But the point is, I'm trying to find a lot of stuff that's really comparable to what I'm using right now so that I can give you guys a true, like, this works for me and this is why I like it type of video, and not just like, I picked this up 2 days ago, it's okay. If my lips are looking super gross, it's because I put a lip mask on before I started this video, and I don't take it off till I leave it on for a little while. Sorry about that. As far as concealers, I have a couple that I absolutely love. So the Fit Me concealer obviously is a win. Again, if you guys have heard anybody ever talk about beauty products, you've probably heard of this. I have a couple different shades of this just because I feel like one that's supposed to be lighter has kind of an orangey consistency, and the one that's a little bit darker doesn't. So I have a couple of those. The other one that I really, really love that I think I'm going to use today is from Maybelline, and it is the Superstay Better Skin Concealer. Again, a lot of people are talking about this. The pigmentation on this concealer is kind of incredible. And also I like the Age Rewind from Maybelline as well. I kind of use this one more as like a highlighter instead of a coverage concealer, even though it is pretty pigmented as well. The other thing I like to do, I'm almost out of this unfortunately, is take my Dream Lumi. This is from Maybelline also. Nobody sponsored this video. This is a concealing highlighter, I think is what they call it, highlighting concealer. So I like to take a little bit of that over top of what I conceal underneath my eyes, because if you guys can tell, for some reason this eye over here from my inner corner to about here is always like black dark no matter how much I've slept or anything, whereas this one doesn't get that way. I'm not sure what that's about, but anyways, this one's a little bit harder to cover, so I like to take a highlighter over top of it just to kind of get a little bit of reflex there. So I'm going to take my Better Skin concealer to begin with, and I like to get that a lot in the corner, which you guys might be like, that is not how you conceal stuff, but I have to do that because my under eye circles are incredibly stubborn. I like a really full coverage concealer and foundation, and I have pretty good skin, so I don't necessarily, it's not like I have to have a lot to cover. I have a lot to cover. I just like, I don't know, really flawless looking skin. So I do kind of a little bit extra. I'm just going to take one of the ends of the sponge that I have damp and start blending out the edges of that concealer, and then I'm going to go back over kind of the middle in a second. So now what I like to do is go in with some powder. I've been using this Airspun from Coty for probably years, and I've probably had this exact powder for years because it seems like it never runs out. I told a friend that I work with that this is the best thing ever to set your makeup with a damp beauty blender, and she was actually having a hard time finding it. I always find this at Walgreens. That's where it always is where I live. So if you guys can't find it, try Target, Walgreens, or CVS. It should be at one of those three. And this doesn't have any color to it, even though it does. It's just translucent. So I get some of that, and I'm just going to use the same sponge on the end that I haven't used. Get some powder on there and really, really press that powder in. So it's really your choice if you want to let that sit and kind of bake. I typically go ahead and just dust off all my excess. This brush is from Mary Kay, and I'm just going to gently go over my whole face and get rid of all that powder. So next I like to go ahead and work on my eyebrows. I am going to go ahead and prime my eyes beforehand, so I'm just going to use my Milani eyeshadow primer. I talked to you guys about this before. It is awesome. And I'm just going to use a little bit of that. The important thing with that primer, I feel like though, is to immediately set it with a powder. So I'm going to take my Blush Nudes palette from Maybelline, and I'm just going to use the lightest color in there, which is this white color up here, to kind of dust some shadow on there just so that it doesn't get creasy. So for my eyebrows, I'm basically just going to show you guys the products I've been using and not so much the technique of how I fill them in, because that hasn't really changed. It's just some of the things that I'm using. So my Ardell Brown brow pomade, I don't know why that was so hard to read. I've used this for a while. I'm going to tell you guys one thing about it though, and that is it does dry out kind of quick, but I really, really do like it for like while it's good. So today I'm just going to use my brow pomade from Ardell. I'm going to do that and then I'll be right back. Okay, so eyebrows are filled in. So for eyeshadow, I'm thinking I'm not going to do anything super too crazy, just because I'm going to be a little bit outside today and just kind of hanging out. So I have two palettes and I'm just going to pick some colors from them. The first is what I just mentioned, which is the Blush Nudes, and then the other is from Milani. This one is in 2, which is Bare Necessities. I really, really love this one. So I'm going to kind of mix back and forth. I'm going to take a color from the Blush Nudes to do as my transition color, and I'll also do that as my highlight for my inner corner in my brow, a color in there. And then I'm just going to take a couple of the browns from the Milani palette to define my outer crease. That sounds pretty good to me. The way that my lips look right now is seriously grossing me out. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit to see the color payoff of that color. So that's what we have. I really, really like that. So now I'm just going to pick something for my highlight on my brow bone and on my inner corner, and I might do a little color out here as well. I'm just going to take this color that's also from the Blush Nudes. It has a little bit of a shimmer in it, so let's see how that does for the outer corner. Okay, cool. So that's basically what I have for my eyes as far as the shadow goes. I'm just going to do a quick little blend of anything that might be uneven. Now I'm going to use a color from my Milani palette for the highlight, which is just going to be this champagne-y color up here. So now I'm just going to line my upper lash line using the NYX Jet Black Cream. It's a little pencil like this. I really, really like this one, and it's good for kind of a messier look, which is what I want to do today. Now I'm just going to use my favorite mascara. This is the Voluminous False Fiber Lashes from L'Oreal. It's in the gold can. It's my favorite. I'm going to go ahead and zoom through that, and then I will be right back with you guys to do some last minute things on the face. So the eyes are done. I just went underneath with some of the colors that are in the Milani palette, and then of course I finish up with my mascara. So for the face, I'm going to blush and do a little bit of a highlight. I'm not going to do any contour because typically on the day-to-day, if I'm doing like all drugstore, I usually just use my Hoola. So for blush, I'm going to use the Milani Baked Blush in Dolce Pink. This is one of my favorites. I've showed this to you guys before, and it just has a little bit of a shimmer to it as well, which I feel like if I do a really shimmery cheek, I don't have to do as much contour. Okay, so finish with blush. If you guys don't know this about me, I like a ton of blush. Like I always go overboard with it, but that is how I like my blush. So now I'm going to take this highlighter that I just recently got that I've been liking. It's Physicians Formula, and it's just the translucent pearl highlighter. Looks like this. It's so pretty. Super shimmery. So let's go ahead and get started in that. I use kind of a funny brush to highlight with because I had ordered a fan brush from Morphe and did not realize how small it was, and it was not going to work for my cheeks. So that's just about everything. The last thing I'm going to do is line my lips with my Jordana liner. This is in Rock and Rose. You guys have also heard me talk about this. It's one of my favorites since it's just nice and mauve-y. So that just adds a nice bit of color to my lips without it looking like lipstick or lip liner or anything like that. Super natural. And then what I've also been really loving from Milani is this. It's like a lip gloss, but it's not really a gloss. It's called a lip treatment. And this is the Moisture Lock Coconut Infused one. So when you're looking at it, it looks a lot like a lip gloss. And even really when you take it out of its little container here, it kind of sounds and looks like it's going to be sticky. It is not. It is the most moisturizing thing I've pretty much ever put on my lips. So what I like to do is just dab a couple dabs and use my finger to blend it in, and it lasts so long. It's not sticky at all. It feels so comfortable on your lips. I just absolutely love this. For the very last thing is I'm going to set my makeup using my Maybelline Master Fix. This is a setting spray, and this does so good because I sprayed this on my face before the wedding on Saturday, and it lasted all day long. Like when I got back in the car and finally had a mirror in front of me, I was like, my makeup still looks stellar. It was amazing. So I'm going to do a couple sprays of that. Alright my loves, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys loved it. I didn't eat before this video, which is a dumb thing because I quickly get in like a I'm gonna fall out bad mood. I don't know, I think I have a blood sugar problem. But anyways, I hope that you guys like this. This was supposed to be a one brand tutorial, and I didn't realize till halfway through that I'm using a bunch of different things, so it's just going to be a drugstore makeup routine. So I'm going to go ahead and get going so I can go to the grocery store and get a couple more things done on my day off today. I hope that you guys have an awesome week, and I will see your faces on Friday. Bye! The darker brown color that is in that palette, and when so the eyes are done. I just went back under. So the eyes are done. I just went underneath with some of the darker colors that's in my